All right, people, last video for Module 1 in Week 4. This is on to the independent practice, where you are going to read a short document. You're going to highlight evidence that shows how Japanese expansion led to World War II. And then you're going to finish that by completing a CEA, so a claim, evidence, and analysis. So I'm going to read through this with you, and I'm going to also highlight evidence that shows that Japanese expansion led to World War II. First, let's take a look at the source information. So the author is this guy, Jackson Monahan. I don't know if that's right, something like that. Title, World War II in the Pacific, published by the Holocaust and World War II Museums. And this date is January 14th, 2003. So if we know that this was written in 2003 and World War II ended in 1945, okay, this is going to be a secondary source. So this is going to be a source that's reporting facts and it's trying to be as unbiased as possible. Right? Let's go ahead and get started. Japanese expansion in East Asia began in 1931 with the invasion of Manchuria and continued in 1937 with a brutal attack on China. On September 27, 1940, Japan was invited to sign the Tripartite Pact with Germany and Italy, thus entering the military alliance known as the Axis. This put Japan on the same side of the conflict as Hitler and Germany. Seeking to stop Japanese aggression and force Japan to leave Manchuria and China, the United States stopped buying and selling goods with Japan until they left China. This caused huge food and resource shortages in Japan and caused them to hate the United States. Wanting revenge and to shift the balance of power, Japan decided to attack the United States and British forces in Asia and seize the resources of Southeast Asia. Ultimately, their attack on Pearl Harbor launched them into an all-out war with the United States. So I'm going back and looking at what actions did Japan take that led to World War II. I think the big one here, well, let's start in the middle. So this, the United States stopped buying and selling goods right here because of that expansion. This caused huge food and resource shortages in Japan and caused them to hate the United States. So Japan, as beautiful as a country as it is, the way that it is made up, their soil is a lot of rocks and mountains, and there aren't a lot of resources that you're even able to grow there or to have there. So that's why they had to go out other places, including the United States, to get their resources. Okay, because the United States stopped buying and selling goods, specifically oil, Japan was left in a really dire place. They did not have anything coming into their country that they would food or industry that they would be able to survive on. So they wanted revenge and shifting the power. So they decided to attack the United States. Actually, this entire thing. I don't like highlighting multiple things, but let's start here. And their attack on Pearl Harbor launched them into an all-out war. So these are 3 pieces of evidence that you could use. So we're going to go now further down here. It says, what actions did Japan take that led to World War II? So you have your claim, evidence, and analysis. If you look here where it says Japanese expansion was one of the causes of World War II, that's going to be your context sentence. So now you need to say an action that the Japanese took that led to World War II was, and you are going to say, what is one of the things that they did that led to World War I? You can talk about their Japanese expansion into other countries. You can talk about how they were not allowed to trade with the United States. You can talk about how they actually attacked the United States. This is the last time that the United States has been attacked on U.S. soil. When they attacked Pearl Harbor, okay, which Pearl Harbor is in Hawaii, right? But when they attacked Pearl Harbor, they killed thousands of U.S. servicemen, okay? And that really led the United States to get into war. So when you're done with that, you're going to choose one of the pieces of evidence that you highlighted, and you're going to put that in this evidence here. And then you're going to explain how that evidence supports your answer to your claim, right? That's analysis. And then you're going to choose one point of view, bias, or purpose. And then you are done with the module, just the module. You then need to go take the mastery check on Edulastic. It's called Week 4, Module 1. Once you have turned in the module, once you have submitted the Edulastic Mastery Check, you are done with Module 1.